Call the planning board meeting to order on March 12th, right? Are we at the 12th now? Yep, March 12th at 6:06 p.m. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Nice job.
You learned something.
He speaks loud and you can hear him, that's good.
Sounds very patriotic. All right.
Roxanne Tuskegee here.
Christine Maynard here.
John Quinn's here.
And then we have Carl Roy, code enforcement here today.
Here.
All right. A review of the meeting minutes for February 12th, 2026. Oh, they're right after the agenda.
So,
Did
here's
you
my
not get it?
question, are we reviewing them because I questioned my quote?
What do you mean?
Well, these are from the last meeting.
Oh,
I made the change that you.
February, March.
yeah.
You don't have to redo them, right?
I did.
I mean, you don't have to
No.
reapprove them.
Roxanne approved them as amended.
Yes, when we
Oh,
did it.
right, yes.
So I
So
think
sorry.
we're good. I'm pretty sure.
Thank you.
Yep.
She's like a hawk over there.
I'm like, I have to remind myself of what happened last month.
And I have a copy of the-
Looks like it's my own paper.
What?
So this is my own paper.
I'm good with them, I didn't see it on my level.
Okay, do you have anything to add?
I'm good.
I'll make a motion to accept as.
Second,
I'll second it.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Nice job, Robin.
thanks.
We have none, so that's good.
No land use inquiries as of now. Okay. You know the rush is gonna happen any
Well,
time
it's gonna
now.
start coming right
Once the weight limit for the roads gets lifted. So noon minutes. Code enforcement, so Carl is here today. Thank you, Carl, for coming. So,
Ugh.
I know you
That's
have
the
to talk
thought.
about the building permit, it's a copy of the building permit.
Yeah, we have those, but I don't know if it's been stated, so we'll just say in the meeting, Carl, that we're just looking to have you attend once a quarter. So attend one meeting a quarter. So like, what's this one, March? So the next one maybe June, just so that we can kind of keep in,
Just keep it up to each other.
yeah, in where we're at and everything, so that we're still on the same page. Before we have to have you come because there's an issue. So do we try and stay out front of anything?
well, and I think also too with the state, all the different state mandates that are coming up, and then what we're working on for ordinances, that you're kind of like in the loop and, potentially you see or have any thoughts on any of our.
So that was the recommendation at the last planning board meeting, and so that's why I extended the invite and then said, So I wouldn't think we would, unless we say come sooner, I think the next meeting you'd come to would be June. Yeah. Actually, I do have a question about this one that's at 236 New Hampshire, Route 153. Are they just, we're tearing down a building and replacing it in the same, because it says, hold on, alteration, replace in existing. Does that mean they're just replacing something with the same? Yeah, so
Yeah,
this,
same footprint.
okay.
Are you looking at the,
Yeah,
Did we get a copy of the building permits?
yes, he did them in,
Bad.
Oh,
Yeah, it's gonna be the same, it's gonna be the same footprint, it is gonna have an attic space.
no, well, right, that's what I thought the in-kind meant, is it's just a replacing,
Right now, the roof is like pretty much flat.
Yeah.
It's just gonna have a little bit more pitch to it.
and that's the other thing, and I just wanted to verify what that meant, and that's all. I don't have any.
have you heard of any new builds potentially coming up? Have you?
The new build, like new buildings.
Yeah.
Well, they're clearing out a lot there on 153, as soon as you turn the corner and go towards my house.
There's a trailer on 153 that she's talking about, which they kind of trespassed on someone else's land to be able to park all their stuff.
Oh, across the street, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I drive by, I'm just like, okay.
Well, I was like, oh, the guy is there, and then I realized, like, oh, no, it's the logger who is,
No, at first it was like the plow guy, and it was the loggers, I'm like.
oh, today, I only saw one car, the van,
Not
the
my-
box
not my
truck
deal.
there today.
There's a house going down over here, a back lot that was part of the original subdivision
Off of New Durham Road?
off of New Durham Road. Over here, it was already an entry.
Oh, it's the one on the right?
Yeah, it was started last year, but then they
They're
ended
not
up selling the property. It's a back lot, like right behind, like the third house on the right.
You know what, and it still has like the sign, like the realtor sign on,
Probably.
right? Yeah, because I noticed that too, I was like, I wonder if that ever sold.
There's a potential storage building on Pinkham. There's at least a couple of houses on the right side of Pinkham that are expected to be done.
Is Pinkham allowed to have a storage unit down there?
No,
That's right, he
storage
seems like-
building, just like, it's not gonna be a residential, it's just gonna be like a large garage.
they're building the garage before the house?
There isn't gonna be a house.
I think these are people that, I think they own, like, the
They
adjacent.
own around the corner on
Yeah.
shore, and they're just building a
Yeah.
thing to store all their toys.
Yeah,
I
They
said, you have to
purchased
check with your own local covenants and stuff, and with the deed. I was like, outside of that, the town doesn't care, but
Well, wait,
does your covenants or whatever was agreed upon when it was sublotted care?
but it's, no, because it's zoned for single-family homes.
It's
That,
also got exceptions.
that whole area. Does it not? Because that's the same area that Marietta Forbes lived in.
no,
Well-
no, they're not, Pinkham is not in the Lake District. Pinkham is not.
No, that's, the Pinkham, they're all the way down towards the gate.
But the property that he's talking about is not in
It's
the
on
lake.
the beginning of
It's
Pinkham.
not,
Oh, it's not that
considered-
other one.
It's not in the community.
Right, it's not in the Lake District. Is that what we call it, Kate? I don't know.
It's a, want to change the name, but, yeah.
Because there was somebody that,
Village district.
Well,
No,
they are not,
Isn't that what the tax
they
is?
are not, they have no water right access.
they may,
No, they do not. It says directly on it. It says right at the end of that street, it says like, water rights, something access. There's a huge sign on
hold
it.
on, they could have, I'm not
you
saying.
have to look
they
at their
do.
tax card.
They could have deeded beach rights in
According
their,
to the sign
in their
down
deed,
there.
especially the one that hotel property on the right. I haven't looked at the deeds, but they could have possibly deeded beach rights, but that does not make them in the Sunrise Lake Zone District.
But I think when John was here, I think when the Pinkham whole thing started, I was asking John, are they in the lake, considered in the lake, just, you know what I mean, for the addition?
Zone,
Yes,
yeah.
and he said no.
are these people that are
Right.
wanting to access, like, are in the, is this a different one are these the same people that wanted the,
It's a different people. It's
Oh.
not the same people who want over on Tanglewood.
okay.
No.
Oh, so it's a different, okay.
That is in the district and they
That's-
pay the extra 10
Fine.
cents.
And that already happened.
Right.
The hotel properties that were subdivided, I think it's lot 811, I'm not sure. I don't know why I'm saying this, because it's barely relevant, but they do have covenants.
They deal with it.
That's what I had said, I was like, that's up to your covenants for that. Check to make sure that you're allowed to do that, because I don't know. I know that they had like 100-foot setbacks.
Yes,
They weren't supposed to have like trailers, but then all of a sudden, Cartel sold one with the exception that they can do that and put it 50 feet from the road, so.
right in front of them, that big on the
So they kind of threw that, he kind of threw that whole thing right out the window and sold those.
But it's up to those people to
Argue it.
argue.
Right. Not up to us.
Well, let's call it.
Well, it's
Zone, I would get the word district out of there and call it Sunrise
Sunrise
Lake
Lake
Zone.
Zone, okay, no, I,
It's a zoning unit, and that is our purview. The village district is your purview, and it was created to support the dam.
And the village district is
You want
larger.
to see my village district map? Is this the appropriate time to bring it out? Because I
It's
have
color-coded.
questions about, and this is pretty important.
I
We
like
need
that.
to take that to Staples and make it into a big poster.
We don't need to know it. We don't need to know anything about the village district. It's totally a taxable unit that has nothing to do with the planning board. It's only the Sunrise Lake Zone.
But I like it.
Oh, keep on. Arts and crafts. But I was curious about map 8 and about the lot on the other side of the lake that Hayes used to own. And these are in the village district, and those all will be taxed at the village district.
right,
The,
so they'll pay the additional
The
taxes.
additional tax.
Is
Which
that
is
the,
interesting, because I don't
but
think
she
they
doesn't
have,
have
she doesn't have any
access.
water, right?
And no, and
We
so,
don't.
remember, I had a mission, I was looking to get the
Yes.
minutes?
Yes.
To see why, when they created this, why they put them in there.
Yes,
And I found out that that it would be difficult to do, but the minutes should be with the Secretary of State, should anyone choose to pursue why,
Janet explained
why
it to
they're
me.
in my village district or not.
I think it was Janet that explained it to me like a while back, and I think it has, because even though they don't have rights to the lake or access to the lake, I think because of where it is, like the, I don't want to say like warm off, but
I prefer to see what the
yeah,
deed
I mean,
said.
what their thinking was. and
well,
they-
also, I think. in
I'm not pursuing it any further.
No, no, no.
I'm satisfied that the list that Robin gave me is the correct list for the lots that were established in the village district. And the ones that will be subdivided will be in the village district. But they are not in the Sunrise Lake Zone, which is,
Which
we need a-
has,
We need a map overlay.
which
this
has,
is this.
yeah.
He's been
this-
working on that, you've been working on the map a little bit.
Well, the map, if you look at the map overlay, we have a large one, we had a large one next door, and it needs to be next door, we have a larger one. And I was looking at it, and the lines are not, so you have a property line, and the lines would not meet the property line. So I said to the person that's making the maps, it's Stratford Regional, I said, well, why is that? And she didn't know, because she's new. So I looked at the minutes from 2006, when the planning board created the zones, and they were intentionally offset in some areas. The one on 153 was offset because they didn't want to include the business district above the aquifer that we have down there. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So I was looking for a list of the, I've got the list from Stratford Regional, I'm just gonna make a list, and then you'll know which lots are in which zone, as opposed to looking at a map. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'll say no more about it.
Quick question, so this book that's back there, this is revised, it says April 1st, 2023, so we probably have
Yeah.
newer ones?
Yeah, we have an updated one.
All right, so, because I'm not sure, what I'm looking at is like everything is subdivided, because I
I
just,
think the map we need over here is the 2025 map.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I mean, it is useful to talk, when you look at, when we're
Yeah.
talking, because it's like,
you need that visual.
well, I'm a visual person anyways, but to see like saying, like, oh, okay. But I agree that I would think if they were in the village district,
In the district,
that somehow would be incorporated in the deed, no? Kate? Not
I
necessarily?
don't think it's in the deed, I think it's in the tax assessing. And like I said, the state.
But how do you
Secretary of
determine if it
State.
is?
No,
On the tax card,
Yeah.
it says village,
Yeah.
for those that are paying for the dam.
Right,
It says zone, Sunrise Lake.
right. So you could be in zone Sunrise Lake, but not be in the village district, right?
Probably not likely, but yes, I think technically.
So you, all right, so, well, wait a minute, okay, so what about these, wait a minute, wait a
no,
minute.
it's more likely you're in the village district and not in the Sunrise Lake zone. Because remember, the zone was created to contain the setbacks and the height limit around, just around that lake area.
But are you telling me these properties on Pinkham are in the,
Just being taxed in the village. They pay the high
Village district.
interesting?
Not all of them. The only lot that was in the village district was map A, lot 11, as far as I know. I could be wrong. The
Wait a
ones
minute,
across
Kate.
the street weren't included.
So, wait a minute, there's 11-1, 11-2, 11-3, I don't see an 11.
There was 11. The mother lot was 11.
Right.
That was in the village, then it got broken down.
The whole, so all of everything that was 11? So you're saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
I would have to check to be sure, but I'm fairly
Yeah,
sure.
so it's more than the 5, I think.
Yeah,
There
it's
are
eight,
six or eight.
So Sunrise Lake Village District is the bigger,
Is bigger.
Then,
It extends,
then the district.
it extends all the way from, I don't know if you know where Woodland Road is, where
Yep.
the Beavers live, all the way over there, to Carol Hayes' property.
Yeah,
Or what was, and that was Steve Dario's, I
Yeah.
believe. All of these,
that's
and
fine.
then that big hotel lot that was
Which is-
recently divided all into.
This, which is this piece right
Map A,
here.
lot 11. Now, these are all, this is the taxable village district unit.
Okay.
But only these around the lake are in the Sunrise
Only
Lake
the
zone.
Zone.
Pardon me?
the orange and pink.
I just made it different, because they're different maps. So like this is map 5, this is map 8, you know, it's just very, it gets very confusing because you got map 5 over here and you got map 5 over here. And I was just trying to.
So that's,
you know.
that is interesting. So I wonder if these people who are in all these 11s, map 8, lot 11, sub whatever, what's that, it says in their deeds, because do they
It's not
have,
gonna be in your deed.
it won't be in there if they have water right access?
It would,
Oh, yes.
That's what I wanted.
I cut you off too soon, I apologize.
No, that's what I, so I will,
if they have water right access, it'll be written in their deed, but it also will tell them where their access is.
but I think it's interesting, so, all right, so Kate, I'm gonna ask you this. So nothing from map 8, lot 6, which is the other big hotel piece, that is not in,
I'm not 100% sure, check my work,
yeah, no,
but we have that.
that one we don't believe is
Yeah.
not in the Sunrise District, not in the
Not
zone,
in
it's
the-
not in anything, it's not in anything
It's rural
Sunrise.
residential.
It's nothing Sunrise.
You know what I can do if you want? I can make a list for the next meeting. I can run a list from Avatar of what is in the Sunrise Lake zone and what is in the village district.
You can do the
Well-
zone.
Right,
I've got like a 200 color crayon.
I would know, what I would like to see, Kate, or me, I mean, this is me, I would like to see the whole map and it be color coded by the zones.
That'd be
Yes,
nice.
that would be,
Oh, is that?
Well, we have a
But
historic
we
one up
don't,
there.
but we don't need, only the tax assessor needs to know it's in the village district.
I know, but I mean, it's still
fine.
nice,
It's-
I mean, for informational purposes.
So you can give us the zone for every, you can give us the map and lot for every zone we have? You can do that?
Oh, yeah,
Well,
yeah, I
and
imagine.
and I'll say this, there are many people that are confused because they see on their tax bill
Because it's
the
not,
village district thing, and they think they automatically have access to the water. And they're like, well, I pay my, and they think that like, that pays their dues, like the associations and stuff. So they look at that, and they're like, oh, Sunrise Lake Village District, like, yeah, I pay dues so I can come here, and it's like, no, you live on the other side of the.
so it might be worthwhile at some point in the future to contact the state archives, because it'd be great to know, to get those Secretary of State minutes and
I
information.
thought we had the minutes somewhere here in town, we just haven't gotten to them. Is that correct? No, am I?
I would go with the Secretary of State and get the
Jeremy has a slew of files.
Okay, no, I'm just, I thought there had been some conversation of it. So
Yeah, I pursued that, and it didn't appear to be fruitful. so I thought I would go the other way, and then I just said, well, I understand the difference between the village district now and the zone. So I really, and Robin
And that's, we can
has
have,
the list,
we
so
can have a conversation about this after, Kate, because I find it interesting and so intriguing, so we'll have to talk
All
about.
right, but I got some questions for Carl while he's.
If you find the lakeside,
No, the minutes of being able to find history and stuff, I'm like, that's.
our association has a lot of old, paperwork about the dam.
I was gonna do that, and I mean, and go to her house and go through it, but the state attorney, I mean, the state secretary of state. why not just-
Build a
All right,
big-
so let
Oh,
Katie,
right,
let
to know
Katie
that.
ask Carl these questions.
Okay.
Have to entice them with food in the future.
I'll just show up to your house and just put my hand on the wall
So-
so it'll come out.
I believe it.
I've got 4 questions for you, 5. The first one is, what's the current building ordinance revision, do you know? Does it update automatically with the state?
Oh,
I didn't even navigate the building ordinance online, it's crazy. And is that what we use? Because we used to
so
have,
the state will automatically go in and say when they want to do their thing.
we used to have our own.
We still have our,
Is this still in effect? The 1996 building code
it's gonna be superseded
is superseded by the state?
by the state, because the state's gonna be, because the state, you have to follow the minimum. And
There
the
was
state-
one thing
And the
that,
state's minimum now is 2021.
I think the law changed, and I think we do have to follow the state, but there was
We
one.
have to follow the state, the minimum, but the town can set further, more stringent.
More stringent?
Yeah, the minimum is what the state sets, the
And I
town can
can't-
say that it's more.
I can't navigate that.
What is it?
The building, the state building ordinance.
IRC 2021.
And I
Everything's
think
in
that
there.
the law started this year, that everything in this, that every town in New Hampshire has to follow the state code. It was either-
Everybody has to in the state. Even before it, everybody had to.
No, it's just recent, but I'm not gonna argue with you on that, because that's your job.
There's a link on the website to it too. I don't know if I have it on there, it's pretty cool. Go into documents and there's a link to the state
Yeah,
code.
that's fine.
It's plus the national fire code and everything, all that. And plates.
Oh, I've been to this site. I find it
Okay, yeah.
difficult.
But they have like a list of like, they do make it kind of confusing because they're like, they'll say all the old ones plus the newest ones. So there's like a list of like 30 different books that they follow state. But they all kind of just say the exact same thing.
Then, did you still want to pursue that 6-foot fence limitation? Because we had that conversation
For
townwide.
For townwide, for permits?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
it wouldn't
really
be,
pursue it, I just need to put it
That's
on the
what I'm
permit.
saying, that's
I
what I'm
don't need
saying.
to pursue it, I just need to put it on the permit and then take the permit, bring it to the select board, say, hey, I would like to adopt this, and they say
So
yes or
if
no.
it's 6 feet or higher,
6 feet or higher would require a building permit. So
oh,
that's a safety thing.
Yeah.
and that wouldn't apply, I'm sorry,
You know,
I don't want to,
He comes over here and, you know, is playing on the fence and pushing it over, and the fence falls over, you know, it's gonna hurt him.
yeah.
And
You know, it's not like,
but my question is, this wouldn't be townwide, this would be outside the village district, because you can't have
Correct.
anything that's higher than, I just want to make sure that
which
that's
is why,
clear.
which is why she had that put on the,
No, no,
sorry,
no.
you guys had it put on there so that there was a variation.
But I
So,
get concerned when you say townwide, because townwide would be.
it's very, it has to be carefully worded.
Yes.
Everywhere outside.
But it doesn't-
of the village
But it
district.
does not have to be in our zoning ordinance, that's what I'm confused at.
If you don't have an ordinance, then it's just whatever the state says, and the state
And the
doesn't have
state
an ordinance,
limits-
which means that you can put a fence on a property line.
And I agree with you that there should be a 6-foot limitation. If you read the,
Some towns say
Literature,
7, some towns say
it's-
7 feet, I think that 6 is a more safe number.
so if we were to say on the building permit, if it's 6 feet or more, they need a building permit.
Oh, wait a minute,
Can you legally do that?
can we just back up?
Absolutely.
What is our cutoff? It's going to be up to 6 feet?
No.
Or is it going to be 6 feet, you know, what I mean, what do you want the building,
So I guess so.
like, it's not, because a typical fence is probably 6 feet high, right? So are we saying we're gonna require a building permit for a 6-foot fence? Anything that's above 5.9 in,
Anything that's
if it's 6,
72 inches or higher.
so 6 feet or higher, okay, that's.
So you're
then
not
that-
saying that they can't have it, you just,
No, absolutely.
you're
not.
just saying that they need to
It's
have a building permit, so then you
Because I
can
don't want
inspect it.
someone to say, let's just throw some 5-gallon buckets down and call it a day, and then have a fence fall over it, because now you have disputes between property owners that we don't.
I just wanted to make sure I knew what the height requirement.
So it's not restricting the person, you're just making sure that they actually put it up.
Plus there's
correctly.
other things
Properly.
that- plus
Right.
there's properly
Other
and
things that-
safely, and he's right, it's a safety issue.
Plus, there's other things that play into, so like, you live next to somebody, you don't like your neighbor, you and your neighbor have arguments all the time, now you wanna put up a fence. You say, oh, well, I don't need a building permit, I'm just gonna put up a fence. And I allow you to put up, a 7-foot fence, because we don't have anything saying otherwise. So now you have a spike fence put in place, and another whole problem that I gotta deal with in the future. Because you put up a fence that deals with spike.
But we do
Because
not,
ordinances for
So-
We don't restrict anything.
So what we're saying, but I also want to be clear, is you're going to require a building permit for anything that's 6 feet or higher for a fence,
Yes.
installation of fence. Do we have to put that in, that's the
I don't
question.
think it has to be the zoning ordinance.
So Christine, I would just send a quick email, send an email to the attorney and ask them.
you're saying it doesn't have to be in the in our zoning ordinance because it's the state building codes?
Right,
Because
are we
if
required
there
to
isn't an
have,
ordinance that
if we're
says
going to
outside
have
of
a,
that,
if
don't
we're
have to
going to
have it.
require a building permit
There's nothing
for
you
a
have to go
fence
against.
6 feet
So
over
you shouldn't
You
have
can
to
see,
have
you can
zoning.
see our
does
confusion.
it have to be in, does it have to, do we have to?
Because like, you don't need the, it doesn't say in your zoning ordinance that you have to, how you have to be framing something
Right.
or whatever, on certain structures and everything. It just refers to a code.
Right,
That's
but,
it.
but what was it that we had for like the
But
depth?
most towns say 7 foot.
I thought we had that taken out.
6 is the standard.
Well, no,
Because I looked it up, I was trying to
But-
get it done for you this last time, but
I would just,
I started a solar permit for you.
they didn't buy it. We'll have to get better than that.
I just,
I did some editing on the permit, building permit too.
Well,
This
this,
permit right now says over 42 inches, right? Can you change that?
Whatever it says.
Examples of projects requiring a permit.
Right, because before it used to be 42.
here we go. Here we go.
So that needs to go away.
So it's, yeah, less than a change.
72 except for village district.
So if you put the, on,
Is it the village district or the lake?
Structure.
Sunrise Lake Zone.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we need,
we need to rename.
hey, we need to have those listed so we know, because it's very,
So confusing.
Maybe
wait,
it's called-
over there on the lake, I'm just gonna keep saying that, over there on the lake.
Maybe it's called the lake district and call it the
We can't-
lake zone.
So for the permit, if you were to put it on the permit, would you put fences higher than 6 feet need building permit?
Well,
But then
I would
say,
I would say 6 foot or higher fences require a building permit.
so
or
wait,
then maybe notate saying like fences over 48 inches in the,
They would have a notation that says except in village, sorry,
with, which you know,
Sunrise Lake
but,
zone.
but then if you said like, with the exception, put that thing then saying like those people need a variance.
I wouldn't
No,
want to
or-
include variance, I wouldn't want to mud it up even more than.
Okay.
If they want to apply for variance, that's up to them.
so this says right here, for our structure, and we didn't change our definition for structure on the,
Yeah.
right, because I'm like, good Lord, we've had so many. It says, now is this, you're gonna tell me if I'm wrong or right here.
Well, I'd have to look at it.
Right. It says anything constructed or erected for the support, shelter, or enclosure of persons, animals, goods, or property of any kind with a fixed location on or in the ground, such as a well or attached to something having a fixed location on or in the ground. This shall exclude patios, driveways, walkways, parking lots, whether paved or not, fences, flagpoles less than 45 feet in height, and walls less than 42 inches in height, which do not obstruct a driver's line of sight. So if we implement this, we need to update we're going to have to update the definition, because it says, this shall exclude fences.
Definition of a structure,
Yes.
because the structures have certain setbacks.
But there needs to be an exception for fences in there still too, because structures have setbacks.
Right, but I'm just saying that to me, if you said Now, if you're telling me I need a building permit for a fence, I'm gonna say, is that considered a structure? And you're gonna say, yes?
I'm gonna say no, it's considered a fence.
That's why we're excluding.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to make sure I'm reading this.
No, it's difficult, but yeah.
Okay, so this is, so it's not considered a structure. It's not considered a structure. Okay, all right.
Bottom line.
So on page 6 of our zoning
Does-
ordinance,
Sorry.
number 2, Sunrise Lake District is what it's called, Sunrise Lake District, Zone SRL. So that, it's an unfortunate because of the confusion.
Yeah, it's
We
really,
need to just
So
read.
on your first page of the, it does say, unless you change it.
what
I
page?
haven't changed it yet, that's for sure.
Yeah, the first page, the front page, you'll see the Village District. It should be Sunrise Lake District. Probably, and probably didn't even make it, even, that's page 6 in the zoning ordinance. SRL. And maybe next year we can address the naming of the. Right. I don't know. Or-
What were you saying, Christine?
Or she's writing an email to the attorney, so she's trying to get the wording down.
Have you looked at other does any other town have that on their
A
building?
lot of towns have 7 foot, like I said.
Okay, And did
A lot- Most of them will have some sort of permit.
for a 7 foot or
7
higher?
foot or higher.
Do they give any kind of like reasoning for like, to support why?
Oh my gosh, yeah, there's, in fact, if you, as you read last week's minute, our last month's minutes, I was going to bring supporting evidence that, for a 6 foot or higher fence, because it's well documented that it's a safety issue.
It's just a good,
And do those towns have, they have in the ordinances of,
That I don't know.
okay.
I'll check it out.
Because I'm just wondering, like, if all of those towns that have it on their building permit also have like an ordinance that kind of correlates with it? Or any verbiage in, to kind of give us,
Understood, we'll check it out.
thank you. I'm not
Get
really,
it sorted out. Yeah, it's confusing, because it's like, most of the stuff for a building permit
well, because we used to have a building
would
permit
be
for anything.
structured. You know, usually for a building permit, you have a structure, but at the same time, you get a building permit for things that aren't necessarily to build a structure,
Sure.
to work on an existing.
Like a deck or,
You know, like,
Roof.
that's sort of like a structure, but like siding or roofing or.
yeah, windows.
All right, can we move on from fences?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
we've got more questions.
What's the so the order of, the process of procedure is Dan issues a driveway permit and then they can apply for or does the order matter? Order.
For the building permit?
Like, if Dan hasn't issued a building permit, a driveway permit, would you issue a building permit? Or would you have to see that a driveway permit
So
has been?
traditionally, I'd like to see that this thing has an address, but when you have things like subdivisions and stuff, it's hard sometimes, the state has quite a lag on getting addresses sometimes. Typically, in most cases, Dan's already talked to all these people,
Yeah,
but, I've checked with Dan, been like, hey, did this guy talk to you, do you have something in place? If it doesn't seem like it is, deceiving, then I go ahead and say, yeah, we'll do this for now, and update as we go, but typically I like to see an address, so that you know where it is.
That, rather than
So
just the
that-
map and lot number.
Right.
so there's no set process, but would you issue a building permit if they didn't get a driveway permit?
I really kinda can,
Okay, that's all I really think.
Because-
So you make sure there's a driveway permit in place before you.
yeah,
issue
there
a
really has to,
building
there has to be a driveway permit.
Because how can you get on
Because
this
what
time?
if,
Well-
what if the house is.
That's why I don't know, and that's
What
why.
if they have the house set up here, they're gonna be doing this and this thing, I'm gonna put this right here, and this is
Well-
where it's going.
The idea is to have the driveway permit prior to, so Dan can go out there and tell them, this is where you need to put the driveway
Right.
because of, like, infrastructure on the road and
Well,
whatnot.
and if there's a
Yeah,
hill
yes.
or,
Like,
So
for instance, we
that's-
had that issue over on Maple, the corner of Maple before,
yeah.
like when I first
Well,
started
and
doing
even
this
on
job.
Sloper, wasn't
You
there
know,
an
like, they
issue?
wanted to have, originally, they gave him permission to do the driveway on Silver, and then the person took it upon himself to put it on Maple. Didn't have to come back out and look at it again and say whether you could do that or not, but he already had permission, because the guy just did whatever he wanted, which
So,
is why it's a problem.
all right, and then well, I got more questions, but on Spruce Road, he's got a cellar hole built and poured.
He wants that on next month,
Well, he realizes he needs to, get a new building.
new
permit.
building permit, yeah. He
Yeah,
also
exactly.
realizes that it has to be under 24 feet.
And are you keeping track of all of the current building permits
Yeah,
that are out?
that are out of date, so what, yeah,
Because like there's one on New Durham Road that should be expiring soon.
well, the guy that lives on 153,
Harold.
yes. He's in year 2, so now he has to reapply, if I'm
Yes.
correct. He can only get one, yeah,
He was
Like one
supposed to finish
extension.
last year, and
Yeah.
it just didn't happen.
yeah.
So,
I mean, the house is only this big. My aunt my brother lived there, and I'm like, the thing is only this big around, so it's like,
That's been like a forever project right now.
Yes.
Yes.
he cut them, well, he cut down all the trees behind his house that go out to that, that
Is
goes
that
out.
where you can see the mountains?
No,
you see
no.
the- you can see
That's
the-
like, if you go by where I live, Kate, you know where I live, and then you go up and you get up on that little knoll, right there, if you look in it, he cut all those trees down, so you can see out there in the beaver dam, it's out there.
then
And
there's
I
like-
said, well, because he only owns up to so much of it, because it's a right of way that I own with the rest of my family, and I'm like, and I said, what are you doing cutting? I said, you need permission to cut when you get so close or whatever, and I said, don't be cutting any of that stuff that's along the, I says, I will send Kate over here.
Yeah.
And I said, well, no, because,
The water.
yes, it's all,
all water
it's
right
all
there.
water right
But
there.
how big is that? Less than an acre,
Yeah,
less than an acre pond, there's no,
that pond is not less than an acre.
oh,
It is like encroaching in the back of the sand pit because the beavers dam it up. It's bad, yeah.
It's grown like that.
Soon we'll have another village district.
Right, yeah.
No,
See,
yeah,
there'll be
right.
lake on,
Village
there'll be water on my side of town.
on the backside, so you're gonna fix all this on the backside about the fences then?
Oh, yeah, all that's been,
Yeah.
I've got like,
Yeah, you said, you're saying you're
there's
doing
like 2 pages of edits on there already.
that.
Is
So
this
what
what you, Kate, is this what you're looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like,
The
trying to
village,
follow.
see, Doc, you look down here, he has village district, let's give ourselves a headache and discuss that.
Oh, right here. I'm like, I knew you were talking about,
like, right over here where it says fences over 42 inches.
no, but I'm like, I kept looking at this and couldn't see village. And I'm like, why? I'm just not
You see it
seeing it.
now?
Yes, thank you, Kate. I'm like,
Yes.
oh, good Lord.
Two things I don't want to hear against fences and
Village,
It's
village. Okay.
Or district, so got over that.
Is this the whole permit? Like this whole packet?
There's numerous pages, it's like 6 pages,
They never be looking.
something like 6 pages.
Are you happy with the fee schedule? That was just, you really just got.
But these guys are still good.
So,
Just
Have you looked at other towns, because with all of the building going on, I imagine that towns
We
are,
are ahead of the curve.
we are, okay.
so why do we, can I just ask why we have 2 pages of examples of projects requiring, is that just an oversight?
Is that a village district versus a village?
No, it says example of projects requiring permits, example of, and it's the same thing. I just want to make sure.
Like it would get printed twice.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not missing something that.
Not all of us have it, don't we? In case you want to read it again.
No,
So
it's
this
on
one
the
doesn't
back.
have 2, this one just has 1.
Oh,
Mine has 1.
I'm thinking maybe I got double pages of
Probably just
everything
took it
then.
from the file.
No, she's right.
So if a person pulls a permit.
Wait a minute. John, what did you say?
She's right. You can go to district now.
Okay, now we can
Well,
go.
no, it's if they weren't extra so.
It's
I don't hear
on,
that very often, so I just.
It's on.
You thought your husband more.
I probably just printed some like later.
No, that's fine. I just like.
No, I printed this from the website.
I just didn't see it. I
Yeah, I did it.
didn't know you were indelible.
I want, I need.
So procedures, yeah.
been
Is
a
all of,
while.
I guess my last question, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead,
Last
Jake.
question would be, is all of this on the website under code enforcement?
The building permit is.
And what the fee schedule is in, or
Yes,
that?
it's on that and it has its own tab.
So all this is,
It's only got one now.
It just hasn't been updated in 2 years.
Perfect.
So like it needs a new update to include the fences and sunrise lake zones.
no.
So maybe what I would recommend, do not say, so maybe what I would recommend, Carl, is, or whoever updates it, let's put a date down at the bottom and when it's
Yes.
revised.
Well, I'll be coming to you way before it gets updated.
So, no, but I'm just saying that, to put a footer in there.
I did not do that.
That
Carol did it.
Yeah,
But we can just add a footer, so that way we can say, that way you can say, when was the last time was this updated? Yeah,
And get all the old ones off the wall.
yeah, yep, yes.
Yeah.
So if somebody were to go and pull a building permit March 1st, 2025, and now it's March 26th, March 1st, 2026, their building permit has expired, right?
Yeah.
Or expired.
Mhm.
So would they, and they haven't finished everything, so they need to get,
It
do
could-
they just go and they do the renew? Wait, I
It
just,
wouldn't even be a renewal because you could be extended for an additional.
Yeah, it's an extension.
Renewal would happen at 2 years,
and then,
but they still have to ask for the extension. You can't just say, oh, I got a building permit last year and I haven't done anything whatsoever and I want to extend my building.
so if it was March 2nd, 2026, would they do the permit renewal fee after a year, or do they,
After 2 years, there's permit renewal.
and they only pay $50?
Yeah, I think that, yeah, that should be more money.
Yeah.
To me, I'm like, 'cause they should be, that
Oh, yeah.
basically should be a, like punitive.
I think so too, like, yeah, I think that needs to be rediscussed, because
Where we at?
The last
I'm
page,
just looking at the
the fee
schedule
schedule.
fees.
I think it should be punitive, because they're giving the legitimate reasons why there was a delay.
2 years?
I didn't say we should look into it. Instead of being punitive, it just is administrative, saying, look, we gave you 2 years to do the project, all you can do is reapply again.
So
So
Paul,
then
you're,
so then why don't we visit a more,
Well, I'd be curious as to what other towns charge. Do they charge the same amount, or do they charge like $100 instead of 50, they double? So it's $100. I mean,
you'll see very different answers.
I'm just curious, I'm just,
so wait, you get your building permit, you pay all of your money, and if it's a brand new house, like the whole new build, you're paying like,
say it's $500, just.
yeah,
say-
$500. A year later, you,
Still haven't built, and you need the building in, so you need a permit.
do you need a new,
No, you can get an extension.
Yeah, for $50.
so is your
Well,
extension?
no, is the extent, do they pay $50 for the extension?
For the first extension, no.
So nothing. So you get $50 for 2 years free.
Now, where is that written? They don't have to get up.
So, okay, wait a minute, all right,
It
so,
says right on it that it can be extended for
Oh,
up to 2 years.
all right, so you paid the $500, we've come to a year, we give the extension, the town gives the extension, so now we're 2 years out. And now they're saying, okay, you have to do a permit renewal fee. So, I think Christine's question here, and correct me if I'm wrong, is, do they just pay $50 or do they have to pay $550? Because they have to pay for the building permit all over again, plus the
Well,
$50.
my question is, what was the money used for?
What was
You
that?
have to keep driving by and seeing what's going on.
Not $550. I mean, we're talking a house that could be $3,000.
Well, I just was using $500 as
I know, I'm
an
just saying, like, if it's a house, if it's an entire house that someone spent like $3,000 on a permit for, what are we using $3,000 for, and now we're charging them again? We're really just kind of charging them just because we want to.
Well, you
Well,
pay
no,
$3,000 for the permit.
Well, wait a minute, I want to say, where's the incentive to finish the house? Because there's some, because once you finish your house,
Yeah.
you're going to get assessed, but until that
Right,
happens,
well,
you're not
that's
getting
why I was
assessed, so
gonna
we're
get
not
at-
going to get the,
Well, look at the house in the corner of Maple and Silver.
Well, that's why I was gonna get at, maybe I'll look around, see what these permit renewal fees are like in other towns. Maybe some other town says the permit renewal fee is actually $500. That might hurt.
Yeah, I'd be curious to ask another
Then,
code
you know
enforcement
what?
officer, say, hey, what do you do in your town when you have somebody who's issued, gotten a building permit and they still haven't finished the building after 2 years? Because the concern is because what Avatar, gets triggered in Avatar, and correct me if I'm wrong, Robin, and whatever, is that once you've signed off on it, then Avatar goes, it gets clicked in the system, Avatar goes out and does an assessment on it, correct?
That's an arbitrary number that they go it on to. They don't necessarily do it on, oh, we'll go out in 1 year, we'll go out in 6 months.
No,
They go out like, the next time that they're out, they look at all of them that are triggered.
they go out, yes, but what triggers it?
The moment that I click a single permit.
It doesn't have to be approved.
So if I start going in and doing anything whatsoever in the system, it automatically flags and it says, this is flagged for assessment.
Right, it's flagged for assessing, but I guess so.
But you don't go in and click anything until you've given them an occupancy permit.
Until I started to,
No,
until
no,
I
you-
started
no,
to
you-
go through the building
you-
permit process.
Right. So the
So
question,
even if someone, say, gets an electrical permit,
Mm-hmm.
it still says, this has been flagged for assessment.
right, but I suppose that there's some discretion there or whatever, but let's just take, because I'm more concerned about a new build, say, so to speak. So if you had you issued the building permit, that's gonna flag, Avatar, new build, they're not gonna go out and look at something right away because there hasn't been built.
Sometimes it's over a year.
Next time they're in the area.
Sometimes
Right.
it's.
But
next week.
my question is that if they go out and look at it, you're not going in the system to do anything more because you've issued the building permit, right? You're not gonna do anything more until they come back and say, and you don't do anything, and I don't know if this is true or not, there's nothing in the system that you do when you give an extension, is there? Is there something in the
I
system that
usually
says?
put in the notes. There's
Right,
like
but
a
would
note
that, so would that
extended
trigger
to
Avatar?
this date.
Would that trigger a flag in Avatar?
I don't know if it would, actually.
No, so the next thing that's gonna trigger Avatar is when you issue an occupancy permit, I
Well,
suspect.
it wouldn't trigger, they just continue
flag.
until it's their system, because they put it, recheck blank, blank, blank time.
Is
They'll
that-
put a recheck on there, and it'll say right on there the date, recheck, March 2026.
Okay, no, that's why I didn't know if they
Because
were,
they'll wait until they can say, this place is 100%, because if they come in and it's like in the progress of work, they'll mark it. So say if they come, somebody just started framing, it's not entirely done, they'll come in, they'll start saying, this is 60%.
right, no, but that's my concern is like, or that's what I'm hoping is they're like, okay, they come in, so you issue a building permit, it's a new build, they come in 6 months and say, okay, this is 50% done, we're gonna recheck it in 6 months, and they go back in 6 months and say, okay, now it's 70% done, or 75% done, so the assessment is actually
It's
reflected.
going up, yes, it is.
I don't know, I'm gonna
Well,
look
so
at
I'm
my,
not sure how the assessment works. I don't think they do partial. I think they do what it is as of April 1st. Is it finished or not?
so this would be a good question maybe to ask
Yeah.
Chad.
Well,
I know when they did my garage, because during my garage was during COVID, so like it took me a decade. They gave it like a percentage, and then I got a new permit, and then they came back out again and everything. I did apply. for it.
I'd just be curious as to how that is.
I've never seen an assessment stepped up like that.
So let's ask Chad that.
So for like an example, the house that's on the corner of Silver and Maple, I mean, other than the fact that it's not landscaped on the outside, because they're not going inside.
They're gonna have that pretty much 100%. They're gonna say that that's like 100%, if I had to guess. I can't
But
see-
even though it doesn't have an occupancy,
Even if it doesn't have an occupancy, they don't care about the occupancy permit.
so the assessment doesn't
Their-
change?
Their value of it, it doesn't have anything to do with the occupancy permit. They're gonna say, this property and this building looks like it's done.
Except for it has a septic system, so I,
They wouldn't see that. Well, it does have a septic system, the state hasn't signed off on it because the guy's, whatever, but he hasn't done anything.
you have a septic system in that place?
Oh, yeah, it's there.
Okay.
He just never got it inspected, and I don't think he did it right,
So he can't get an occupancy permit?
until he has that redone.
Okay, so,
I think that needs to be like reassessed because it doesn't give anybody the incentive to finish the project.
And that's, and then in other towns, what they're concerned about is dragging the valuations of other
Yeah.
houses.
Because, I mean, especially, like, we had 15 new builds this year in town. Who's to say that, if we don't get another, 15 this year, where the market's still
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
Incentive, because shouldn't, if you haven't built within the time of your building permit, should you be penalized, like John was suggesting, for every week or every day you haven't built?
Or, you know, again, if they've done the bulk of their payment in the first one, like a small fee to,
Yeah, I'm not
renew it.
saying, okay, you know, now you have to pay the whole 3,000.
Yeah, that's
3,000.
all. I just want, give me some time to look it over.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd be curious to what other towns, other towns do.
And it's easily found out because you just visit their websites
Right.
and you see what
I
their
just think
earnings
it just might be
process
like a
is.
little
I
bit more of
think
a
I'm gonna
motivation.
have to pursue outside of our towns, because a lot of the towns around here don't exactly have stellar looking permit applications and stuff either way.
I would look in areas that have like really boomed in
So
the
I'm gonna
state.
have to look into like cities and stuff probably,
Yeah.
see what they're doing, which is fine.
Well, careful with that, because they're larger, and they're different.
It shouldn't
They're
matter.
different.
I really think it should
And
matter.
give you something to go on anyway.
You can look
Well,
where
just
you
the
want.
procedure of it, not the value of it, but the procedure of what they're doing.
Well, you know, the other thing that I think about, it's like, you know, you start getting a bunch of houses that get built and then people are like, I have plenty of time and it's only gonna cost me, you know, $50 to extend it or whatever. But then, you know, okay, you get into like a recession and the recession hits and then it sits there half done.
Well, there's a lot of people still living in cellar holes around in this area, and you can still find them.
Well, I mean, he's gonna look for examples, he's gonna bring back recommendations, I'm fine with that.
Right, yeah, I do.
And
I-
I'm
no,
not,
I
I'm
think-
not saying it's like 50 or 500.
I just don't want it to look like we're.
I'm just
saying,
curious to
We
see
want
what-
to charge you money, we want to charge you money, and then
We
we
want
take this money.
there to
do
be some
nothing with the money,
incentive
and
to
then you're
finish.
charging them again.
Yes. It's
I
an
mean, I would
incentive.
think people would want to be.
Incentive to finish, but also we're paying somebody to keep up with the ongoings of town. So it's like if he has 20 permits going out, he's got to drive by periodically to see where he's
I
at.
mean, clearly I mean, obviously it's different, I think, somewhat when you have a contractor building, because they're looking to sell the property and get it done. So
Yeah.
those are going to
Contractor.
start
It's the
finishing.
homeowner
It is
Yeah.
special that-
it's the homeowner who's doing it themselves which, and yes, and I understand that takes a little bit longer because, you know,
Different
you're
circumstances.
self-funding kind of or
It's
whatever.
also their time,
So,
right? If I wanna take a building permit and do nothing with it, that come on me.
right, but not to say, but you can take a building permit, but how long should it be good for? So you say, it's like, oh, well, I'm gonna take a building permit, this
It's
year's
an
gonna cost me
expiration.
3,000, but in 5 years, it would maybe cost you 8,000, and wait till
Septic
5 years.
approvals actually expire as well if you
Yeah.
haven't built it within a
No,
certain
I'm
period.
not saying it can't be an expiration date, but
I think it's two.
punitive, I mean, whatever.
And I know punitive can be anything, meaning, like, I just look at it and say $50, I'm like, yeah, I'm just paying, yeah, this is.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, I mean,
$50
we need a
to kick the
reasonable.
can down that road for another year.
It's pretty bad.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's just find out some information. That's
Well,
great.
and I think also to periodically look around to make sure we're up to par with what everyone else is doing, so we don't
Fall
have to
behind,
play catch up and fall
Yeah.
behind on things. And it creates a standard, because, I mean, this town has been known for, like, you know, you go to Middleton because you can do whatever, and you can get away with this, that, and the other, as opposed to other towns. It's true, it's,
Take down there.
So we've had Carl here for an hour, I think I'm pretty well beaten
Yeah.
up on him.
What's anything else to be picked for?
I'm good.
Didn't you guys want to ask about the authority of
Yeah,
like
what else you got?
I thought there was a question.
I can
What?
say-
The authority of the code enforcement officer.
Oh, yeah, that was an email.
what?
What was the question?
Authority of what I can and can't do or something like that.
I don't remember. I don't remember. the
I
question.
didn't
Who
mind,
sent the email, was it one of mine?
I mean, I think.
It
we've
wasn't
talked
mine.
about-
It wasn't
I mean,
me.
I think I've talked to you about that, like, a million years ago, of,
Well, yeah, I misheard, but I thought that's what.
No, but, I mean, what is the question?
Yeah, what's the context, what's the?
I can't answer if I don't know.
Yeah, but does he have to go strictly by the zoning ordinance, I think is the conversation.
And the state regulations, yeah.
What else does he have?
That's his
Right.
guy.
yeah, that's his guideline.
Yeah.
For the most part, yeah, I mean, otherwise, I'm at the, if I were to do something out, I mean, technically, I could go outside of that, but then I'm taking the risk of you guys saying that was insubordination, and now you're gonna be held accountable.
It's also liability. If you go outside the rules, then, you know, anything can happen.
Well, I mean,
Well, if you go
Gotta be
outside
fair-
the
Gotta
rules,
be fair and equal to everybody.
Right.
question-
Because there are things that like, things that typically you'll have exceptions for, reasonable exceptions for. So like, somebody's working on an old house and it's like this building or something, and there's a code this is the modern code. Sometimes inspectors will just say, you know, we're gonna try to get as close to the code as we quite possibly can in restoring a building. And that's in hopes that you're making things better either way. The other option is that it's just gonna be a crappy old house and we're gonna need it, you know? Sometimes it's just not possible to do it. But outside of that, you should be following the zoning.
As long as you're being objective, not subjective.
Right. You know, like if someone takes, for instance, someone has a manufactured home, they had a water leak or something, and then they take open the wall. If you really wanted to pursue, you could say, now you gotta bring this whole thing up to code. Well, it was a manufactured home, never had a code like today's modern code, so you have to use some sort of discretion to say, this is reasonable to say that you've done the best you can to get it to the code occurring versus the exact code. But 95, you know, more than that, 99% of the time, yeah, the code is the code, period, that's all there is to it. But like, if you got an older house and you had a water leak and it was a 2x4 wall, you can't build houses with 2x4 walls anymore. So now you're gonna tell the person they have to tear down the house, change it to 2x6 walls, and that's all
Well,
it is.
no, I mean, maybe just that section of what they have to replace that
Yeah,
has to
they would have
become.
to do that, and we would
Right,
be
it's
just
not
like
like
a
you're not
septic
gonna say,
system.
oh, your
In
whole
a lot
house
of
is under
instances,
code,
such
but,
as this building right here, that wouldn't be physically possible, because this is a wooden frame house. It wouldn't even be possible, we'd be tearing down the house to do it. Is what I'm saying. And there's some instances where it just isn't possible without tearing down the whole thing.
well, people need to kind of be aware of that when they're buying something. It's kind of buyer
Well, I mean,
beware.
it's just like with, you know, septic
But typically in towns, you'll see some liens in certain things, and it's not a whole lot, but it'll be some little things. Like, you know, your step is supposed to be within 3/8 of an inch for every single step rise, and for some reason on this bottom, it comes out to like 1/2 inch. Do you nitpick about that kind of stuff? Not usually.
So
In most instances, it's
with
correct.
the manufactured home comment anyway, and then us working on manufactured
Where are you going with that?
park,
So before we move on, we
Yeah.
good?
would we,
Great.
We're
would
good.
we want him involved in some of that ordinance process for like
Yeah, but we're
foundation?
not-
It will be a different season, won't it?
We'll be in, let's get you because
I'll-
June and you know, your years and.
I'll have my t-shirts, or maybe even my tank top.
You're on a t-shirt,
I'll have my tank top and I'll,
flip-flops.
perhaps.
I got into it first.
So we agreed to quarterly for the,
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I think so. Next
Calendar
time,
season, not.
If you have anything in between,
You'll hear
oh,
from me.
you'll hear from
And
Chris.
likewise, if you have a question,
We-
go email or call.
I'll catch you in your second, Max.
I feel like
We've thinned the woods between our house so I
I'm
can
just
see.
gonna be like checking my mail and there's just gonna be like a potato sack.
Just open the back, open up the hatch. For a minute.
Thank you, appreciate the hard work.
Yep.
And the answers.
As always. Thank you.
Oh, did Bill ever get back to you on aluminum cans?
Oh, yeah, he said he can't.
The market for aluminum right now is sky high.
Yeah, he just said that they won't take them out to scrap yards.
Oh, good to know.
Where do they take them? All right, we
I'm
can
just looking for tonnage, to decrease our tonnage in town.
No, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, we
I
have
don't want to
Financial
digress.
report. Thank you, Carl.
We don't have a financial report, do we?
I was hoping we could add that to our,
Oh, is that why?
Well, we
it's on
usually
here?
do have I usually do get the budget part. We haven't used anything this year, right? I just signed anything yet. We had the leftover money from last year. We had the leftover money from last year that we signed and paid for the contract with Stratford Regional Grant, the
Yeah.
planning for Blair.
how
So
much was that contract for?
10,
10,000.
10,000.
That's money coming, that we did not utilize last year.
last year.
So actually,
Yeah.
we are utilizing it because we put it into a payable.
We,
So we paid out of pocket, and they were supposed to come up with a grant for that work. Does no one
Wait a minute,
remember that
what,
they said they
wait a
were
minute, what are you talking about?
talking about Wayne, Mr. Haney, doing the work for the state updates? to-
That was last year, and we paid that out. This 10,000 is to be used this year.
Oh.
so we didn't use the money
Right,
last year
because it came out of the
because,
grant.
because all that money the grant money got used. So we,
You're gonna have to baby step this for me. So we have,
so last year, we didn't use, like, it was like 10,000 and
yeah,
some change.
okay.
And it was mainly because we had so much of the state mandates that were covered by the grant.
Okay,
So all of that help and work that we did last year was covered mostly by grant dollars.
all right.
So instead of losing that money, we went ahead and
Prepaid.
signed a contract with Stratford Regional Planning for this year. And we have a list of things that we're gonna work on this year.
What's this we? Because this is the first I'm hearing of it.
We
Kate,
had a whole discussion at
Kate,
several
Kate.
meetings, Kate.
Okay, so what happened is,
Here we go.
we had, I'm trying to find them.
Remember, we talked manufactured housing was one on the docket.
But wait a minute, so, the budget usually entails Stratford Regional Planning, so it's like $6,000. Then we have a legal line that say 10,000, or whatever, I'm just gonna.
That's why I'm asking for a financial report.
Right, and we usually have one,
I usually-
You
but
don't
I
have
just,
to have one tonight.
No,
I'm
no, but
saying
what I'm-
going forward.
Yeah,
but what
we
I'm
usually do get
saying,
one.
but what I'm saying is,
I've never seen one
we
since
took-
I've been on the board.
really?
And I was looking at how much you guys requested from the town warrant, and it was 17,000 for this year.
Same as,
And I know that Stratford Regional is only a $3,000, correct me if I'm wrong, $3,000 annual fee.
Yeah, I don't
was
know.
wondering
I
how
cleaned
was
out
the
my
rest of it.
so, all right, so let me just tell you what, my understanding was all of this is that, so, last year we used all of the Stratford Regional money. We paid Blair, because a lot of that was offset by grant money, so we only paid, say, 3,000. We still had $10,000 left in legal. So, we knew we wanted to work on these manufactured housing, whatever our list was. And so we wanted to say, we knew that the budget's gonna be tight this coming year because of the tax cap. So what we said is if Stratford Regional can give us a contract for the $10,000 that we hadn't used, we're actually gonna be able to use that money from last year's budget to pay for stuff
Oh, that
this year.
sounds crazy to me, because all of that money should go right into the general fund.
But you don't know what we are running into, but I mean, we may not use all of
You
this
found a way
year's.
to do that, that's
It's,
good on you.
that's what John Mullen did the previous year.
But I think it's,
Mr. Mullen,
but it's
where
good
is he about
because
now?
He's not,
he'll be back then.
oh, it's 7 o'clock, he's having
All right,
cocktails.
but that's not, that's neither
Watch
here nor there, because that's just, it seems like this is a special issue for this year.
Right,
I just like to see where our budget is, so we don't have to do it every week, but I'd like to see those numbers and the lines.
no, we usually, it's funny, because we usually
usually do
have
get
had them, I don't know why, and I cleaned out my book.
Because you're always looking at, now you're the numbers
Oh.
person.
Okay, I've been looking at, well, Saturday will be the last time I'm looking at numbers for a little while, I think.
Well, I think it's good too that we're doing it because we don't know what is gonna happen with the state
Right,
and mandates. And who's to say this year that there's any grants at all given to us? So we may get stuck with the ordinances that we want to work on as a town to better our town. And then the state steps in and says, oh, you have to make all of these changes and there's no money for you, so you're gonna have to do it on your own. And then we'll have to do that work and pay for it. And so I'm glad because then we're not,
That's how we got this ordinance. We took them from other towns.
yes, but a lot of the ordinances that we've taken from other towns really didn't,
Don't fit there.
no. So it's best that we hire somebody to
Help
professionally
us.
help us.
all right,
We know our town
all right,
best.
we need to move on, we're still just doing new business.
I know we are.
So the master plan, I had added this, I wanted the board to be aware that we did not just hire in the past, Stratford Regional, that there was
No, right.
another company that did that work.
MRI.
Municipal Resources.
Yep. They did it.
And that, we also have two valuable resources, Janet Kayla and John Mullen, because they were both involved in creating that, as well as the capital improvement plan, which they did. I don't know where they got that last time. And then master document retention.
Oh, I wanted to talk about that. The development regulations, I'm so excited. You have a copy of it?
Yes,
there.
I have it here, put it in my
Find
book.
in the States, but it's pretty. It's beautiful, the way it's formatted. It's
Look at
very
it.
pretty.
It looks uniform and it looks,
Yeah.
you know,
I know, I was really excited. So now I'm trying to do that with the zoning ordinance.
perfect.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, and then make the updates, so hopefully
Nice
next month I can get.
I like it when everything's on, you know.
But my point was.
As well as can be done. Yeah.
My point was, we need to keep the master of that somewhere,
Yes.
where if I get abducted by aliens, somebody will be able to get it, and not the word copy.
Yeah,
And they'll be able to make the changes, not go through what I had to go through.
yeah.
So I think that we have, let me double check, but I think we have access to like a shared server that, like, if you put it up there, like I could see it and, because I know Scott has
Well,
talked
no
about.
changes, though.
So
Well,
we
you
don't-
could, you could do read only, or you could password protect it, meaning,
Yeah,
to
somebody
edit.
has to, I was thinking maybe a thumb drive, put a thumb drive somewhere, I don't know.
yeah, no, I think if we can put it, well, you can have the thumb drive too, because I'm not opposed to
Town
that.
clerk,
But,
Oh, that's in there.
or to have it, if we have it on this shared server that other people have access to, but to make it,
Only
like
certain
read-
people can edit.
no,
no, you want
we
it,
do not want anybody to have the power.
you want it
edit
to
zoning
read,
ordinance.
you want it to be
Read-only.
read only,
Yes.
read only. When you
But
open it
somebody
up,
has the password so they can make changes next year when the changes need to be
If-
made.
Yes.
why, you're talking like you're not gonna be
Yeah,
here.
I think someday I might.
She's gonna win that, she's been buying lottery tickets.
Don't-
Anyway,
Yes, but I agree. So let's, remind me,
Yeah,
because
I
you know,
will.
I tend to
Yeah.
have a lot of things,
Yeah, you
things
are.
going.
that's one way to look at it, but I have to agree with Robin, is that a flash drive or.
No, I'm not opposed to saying, yes, you can have
Although,
that, but
yeah,
also.
we also said that they often go out of date,
Yeah.
the storage units, but it should be on file.
Well, we have that scan disc too, that's locked in that bottom file cabinet, so.
But it should be on file with the town clerk under, because the town clerk is supposed to keep all of the documents, as well as they will be getting the rules of procedure once we finalize that. But I think it's,
Yeah.
oh, and also you wanted to write it under the duties of the clerk, unless it's already there,
To do what, update them?
to be sole,
Clerk,
to be,
duties, here we go.
what page are you on?
Page 3, bottom of 3, page top of 4, that's where it starts. It says,
To be the sole, responsibility of updating and,
It says update the zoning ordinance and subdivision regulations as needed. But my point is, in order to do that, you need that document.
and where was that?
And where is that?
Top page 4.
Thank you, okay? And to be responsible for, sole responsibility for, keeping them.
The master document.
Knowledge management.
Or you can,
Yeah, it's a good job.
what did he say?
Knowledge
Knowledge
management.
management.
Oh,
That
is
means,
that a buzzword?
no, it's not a buzzword.
Well,
I don't know, I guess we just gotta figure out where to keep it. That's the problem.
No, it just, if you have, we should have hard copies and digital files that you can access, that the person who's responsible for maintaining it needs to. I assume
so,
you-
because the other thing is we can put it on the server, what
Yeah,
else?
but that's a read-only, and that's
No, no,
fine.
right, no, but you could do read-only with a password, and the only person who has a password, you have to have it written down to somewhere. But also, the hard copy of it could be with the town clerk as well, because if, you know, the computer, you can't get it back for some reason off the computer, you at least have a hard document that you could
They
start.
do have that, the town clerk
And it
has
can-
that.
Yeah,
And-
by
well,
law,
I'm
they
saying-
have, by law, there's.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, and it can be in that fireproof cabinet that we,
Is it, do you think maybe we're over, is it enough for the clerk to have the sole?
I think it might be that I could centralize in one spot, I guess. I don't know.
Well, instead of having the source, she could have a backup copy in case if Robin moves on, in case if the rest of the board moves on, and then
Well, it's happened before, I've seen it myself.
No, but I'm just saying, as far as like, the clerk, they're the keeper of the record, but they're not the person who actually edits it.
No, that's right. That's
So,
right.
I think you're gonna have it in two places. You're gonna have the uneditable version, which is gonna be with the town clerk,
Yeah.
and then the editable, not edible.
Not edible.
Not to be confused with edible if anybody's hungry, you know.
So what are you suggesting?
So I'm thinking it to go on that server, but it can be password
Yeah.
protected.
Yeah,
Okay, that probably is the best way.
Yeah.
yeah.
So let's,
Yes,
let's
if you- I mean,
look
you can
into
use a
that.
thumb drive or whatever, but I mean, a lot of,
I mean, it's not saying, you can also have it on thumb drive, but I'm just,
You-
the thought is you don't want to just solely rely on the thumb drive.
yeah, because a
So-
lot of the computers now don't have a lot, like, there's a lot of computers that don't have like a disk thing
Yeah.
anymore.
Right,
The
no,
what?
I know, and as
Yeah.
time goes by, and less storage, and I guess,
Yeah.
what is that?
They put it on the cloud.
How about a
So
floppy
how
disk?
about, okay,
Yeah.
My computer has an 8-track.
you got all your old eight tracks in?
Yeah, I do. I have all of my old
Page
8-tracks.
four,
Floppy disk.
under K,
And, oh, okay,
update the zoning, the clerk updates the zoning ordinance and subdivision regulations as needed with sole access to password protect. I don't know, or I don't know.
Yeah, sole access of the master copy. You don't have to explain how she does that,
Yeah.
right,
as long as there's a,
right.
and again, 5 years.
No, I agree.
New way to do it.
Well, I mean, do you want,
Hey, 5 years, you're just gonna be able to go, AI,
they'll just listen to us and write whatever.
that's what Robin's hoping.
I can't hear you, what?
No, they're just gonna listen and write what you say, and I'm like, that's what Robin's hoping, AI, we're talking about
Oh,
AI.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're not having AI do it, then we'd have to
Yeah.
skip these sus zoning ordinance.
My new buddy.
So does that make sense to you?
Yeah, perfect sense,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah, yeah, we can work out the very, yes.
So, yeah, so I think that's good. Nice job, Robin.
Yeah, I was very excited about it. The zoning ordinance is gonna be a little bit more difficult, but I'm gonna do it in the same format.
Oh,
Beautiful, I love it.
So we will-
That's perfect.
So for
do
K,
we-
it will be development regulations and the ordinances that she'll have, like
It's gonna say,
the
yeah,
master, okay.
well, no, it's gonna say the same things as update zoning and subdivision as needed, and sole access to the master.
Yeah, probably the
She's
driveway
gonna-
regulations too,
Yeah.
when we say planning board documents.
Yes.
That's better.
That's really good.
Yeah,
That's
look
really
at Kate,
good.
that's really good. So, do we want to say, we want to go ahead and make the motion to accept that with that amendment tonight? Or wait till
Well,
next?
wait till, I think there might be something else.
Oh.
With the,
It's gonna be 12 feet.
development regulations?
No, it's not.
No.
the old one.
Oh,
For the rules of procedure.
oh, yeah. Actually, I don't know, unless you thought of something else to put on.
Yeah, I thought of one more thing.
What page?
Now, you're the one that wanted to get this.
Yeah,
I know, I want to get it done. I'm sick of it.
So we're gonna do it tonight, so that way and then she'll stop looking at it for edits.
No, she will.
What one? What page, Kate?
Unless it's already in there, but, that according to, somewhere it should say, according to the RS, that the planning board must hold monthly meetings according to RSA 673-10 to, does it say?
It says, public, on page 6, public notice shall be posted on the town website and bulletin boards at the Old Town Hall Music according to RSA 677 at least 10 days. It doesn't
No,
say,
that's not.
okay, maybe it's the,
I
one-
just thought somewhere would be added,
wait a minute, non-public.
How often we have to
special-
meet,
yeah.
because like the planning, the budget committee only has to meet.
Oh, it says right here, Kate, regular, so if on page 4, under meetings, it said regular meetings shall be held at least monthly at the Old Town Hall, 200 Kings Highway at 6 PM.
Okay, so can we add according to 673?
According to RSA.
10,
Yeah.
um,
You can, I'm
Roman
gonna say
numeral-
yes, because I'm not the one that's doing it,
Roman
so
numeral
yes.
2.
What page are we on?
Page 4,
Okay, so
Under
monthly
Regular meetings.
under regular meetings, where it says held at least monthly according, and so at that,
Do you have the RSA?
Yes, she
number
does.
handy, somebody?
Yeah.
I can look it up if you don't.
No, it's right.
674.
she's gonna give up that piece of paper to you.
Oh, I gotta write it.
Oh, look,
Can you read that? I can barely read.
It's, what is it, 674 colon,
No, it's 673,
oh, 673.
Roman numeral 2.
674.
no, 73, 3,
673.
Colin, then.
You're gonna-
She's gonna give it to us.
That's nothing to me.
So I will make a motion that we accept the Town of Middleton, New Hampshire Planning Board Rules and Procedures with the amendments that we stated tonight, the one to the, 5.1 duties, K, and, under 6.1 regular meetings to include the RSA.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Uh, Kate, I would have thought you were gonna yell louder. What the heck, Kate? We feel like we accomplished something tonight.
So zoning board, did we,
So what's this, the zoning ordinance explanation sheet?
It's probably a done deal now, but the sheet that John did.
oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I know
So
there's a
it was
question.
on the website, Robin said.
It's,
It was probably buried, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was very, in the future, it should be more prominent.
No, I understand that, yes.
I mean, I understand the limitation, but
No, I agree with you, and,
I mean,
don't
if
know
I had my way, it'd be all over the wall. We can't do that.
Well, I just wish it could have been like pinned to like the top of the front page of the
What we
website
should have done was said for it to look under documents, plain board documents.
right.
But I have no access to the front page.
No, I know.
And Kim had a hard time with the formatting, so.
Well, I was working on it in the future, but it was successful. We got all but one.
Okay.
I can't blame it entirely on this document,
Yeah.
but
Well,
Which one didn't pass?
11.
the multifamily,
Which,
I think it was just a lack of understanding of those stereo instructions.
but I mean, some people still, could say no to it because like we talked about this.
It was a very close defeat.
But I mean, I'm just saying is like, some of these towns are suing the
Yeah.
state, so we could say, if it didn't pass, and we actually go back to our original ordinances is maybe what we want, but now that it's kind of,
Well, for now, I'm gonna make the changes.
yes.
And I'm gonna make a note on the one that wasn't, that it's unenforceable because of RSA.
We
blah,
already
blah,
did
blah.
that, we just did the rules.
Yes, that's what I did.
we did.
People were asking why bother, because it's going to be state, but if our ordinances are nested in the state, then
Right.
there's no misunderstandings.
The other thing is, Blair had made a request or recommendation for changes because of SB 284 and the parking that's mentioned throughout the zoning ordinance. So I guess maybe what I would like to do is to start a file for zoning ordinance changes
Oh, yeah,
for next year.
yeah, no, I think that's
Maybe
good,
put that in there.
yeah.
Because I did attach it to what
Yeah.
he suggested we change that. Didn't get changed this year, I don't know why.
Because it probably
Special
wasn't,
edition follow-up needed, and
Maybe that's one we don't need.
Oh, the change is that it only needs like one parking spot, not two.
well,
Is
I
that
think
what it
it's
is?
no.
This is something else.
it's about parking being mentioned to.
Right, he said that many
I
little,
thought that was all of the development regulation changes that you just made.
Select board, hold on,
let me see, Kate,
where are these changes in development request?
let me see what my
There's
paperwork.
two things that, when we talk about the development of class 6 of private roads and that policy that we talked about, whether or not we're gonna have a private road policy.
Right.
Here it is right here. Many locations in the zoning ordinance reference parking must be provided according to Article 36. However, Article 36 is the definitions in the current version.
Right,
I recommend you remove these references. So,
so he's, right, because it says in here, like when it says minimum, this was SB 284 for what we did, we have it on a ballot, and it was the minimum on-site parking requirements. So let me find out where we changed that.
That sounds like something that we could just, that's an administrative,
No,
that's great.
Yep.
Yeah, that
I
would be
mean,
great.
if it's incorrect probably from some other town that had a more robust Article 36.
I mean, if that references doesn't lead it to anywhere, is it just made like a matter of, I don't want to say like grammar, but
Yeah,
Are you talking about the zoning regulations?
yeah, the
That's all
zoning
typo.
ordinance.
Yeah.
There's a word for that, a scrivener error?
yeah, so like,
Yeah.
can't you like do
That's
those
fine.
kind of changes without,
I think
A ballot?
yeah.
That,
I mean, unless you-
I can make a note under amended on the amended page, what was done.
so it says here, So we put in that, and it says, update parking requirement, his actions to be taken, it says, update parking requirements in zoning ordinance, site plan, or subdivision regulations. He doesn't say, that's that one, but maybe I can find, what I'm looking for here.
You just felt
But I
like,
mean, I don't think it's a big deal, I'm just saying that going forward too, if you guys find something that's wrong, we should have one file.
Right,
that
no,
has, these are the
yes.
changes that need to be made next year.
So, yeah, so that was Article 20, housing for older people, that's what was on the ballot. But that was the only place we made that update for, we
Oh,
didn't.
I thought the development regulations, that whole big long thing.
Well,
That change I made.
yeah,
and
that-
that was parking,
but he's talking about,
Oh, was it?
was it?
I don't know. This is B8. I don't know, I forget.
Oh.
Actually says. But that's in the copy that you have. That change is in that copy. So,
hold on.
I'll look exactly where it is.
Yeah, no, it's Article 36, he said, no, it's in the
So-
definitions. He says, many locations in your zoning ordinance reference parking must be provided according to Article 36. However, Article 36 is the definitions in the current version. I recommend that you remove these references since not article currently appears in to cover parking. So we don't have a zoning ordinance, we don't have a zoning ordinance for parking. So what I would suggest, this is just my thought, is, Robin, is do a search on
Yeah.
this for anything that says parking, highlight it,
Yeah.
and then we'll say, should we remove this because we do not have,
It doesn't reference it anywhere.
it's like circular reference, it's nothing.
It goes nowhere.
Is that what you're saying? So what's the procedure for removing an error like that? Do you have to go to the zoning? That might be.
That might be illegal, right, but I mean,
Formatting and typos you don't, but I don't know
But
how
let's-
substantive that is.
yeah, so let's see how many
Yeah.
hits we get with it, and then we'll go from there to see how to proceed, to ask the question, move on to ask the question to potentially legal to say.
Because I know there's like certain things that you can't change because it could change the intent of the ordinance, like a comma
Right.
versus a period or a.
I know, but it says in Article 36, it says absent. You know, it's clearly not our
Out
town.
of town, yeah. But it's something like that, I think we can without having.
Well, I'm just saying,
Oh, yeah, that you can, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it falls to that, but if it does, like, well, we can change this without the voters approving, clearing up this typo.
If it doesn't change the meaning, I guess that's
Yeah.
the question. So I-
Or if it does change the meaning, we will actually have to go through it, yeah.
And then rules of procedure I had, just that you got the
Yeah, we have,
updated version there,
Yeah.
and I made the changes that, I also included the changes that were made.
No,
rules,
So, yeah,
we
so
voted on
Some
that.
that need to be made, but I don't think we moved.
That's the one that we voted on.
Right, we just
Oh, we
voted on
did.
it.
Yeah. You have those two updates you're gonna make.
Yeah, no, one,
Two,
Notes.
under K,
okay,
that's where, that you're gonna be, update the zoning ordinance subdivision regulations as needed, sole access to the master file or whatever.
okay, what's the other one?
And then the other one was you're gonna put in the RSA for the regular meetings.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're right. Okay, you're right. So and there are a couple more that I want to change.
Oh, wait a minute, she wants a couple more.
Oh, no, we can do it.
No, we made the motion, so let's just go ahead, we want to finalize this, baby.
Oh, it is. Oh, I know. No, wait a minute. Hold on.
You're fine.
Well, maybe it isn't the rules of procedures. There's something about, maybe it's the development regulations,
Right.
and we need to have a hearing to change that. The whole thing about the newspaper, publishing things in the newspaper.
Oh, okay.
because we don't have to have it in the newspaper.
Wait a
It's
minute,
zoning.
so, wait a minute, so if we look under public,
I looked at the RSA, I have the RSA.
all right, so, but I mean, so if we look at the public hearings, it says on here, it doesn't say,
On page 5, right, I got it noted. Design review requires the butters be notified by registered mail for RSA 67064.
wait a minute,
It's
wait a minute.
actually now verified mail. That's what it
Wait, what page are you on?
It's the second to last page you have in that packet.
Oh, okay.
Development
You're in the doc,
Development
well,
regulations. It wasn't the rules of procedure.
Notice for findings. So page 6.
It says page 5 and then page 6.
okay, I guess I don't really know.
And I printed
Oh,
the page,
right.
it's got the cross-outs on it. And
Yes, so
what I'd
that's,
like to have to be- But that has to be done in a hearing,
What?
to change the development regulations.
so you want to change 8.1. Oh, and you have it in there, though. You put it in there. It says, public notice shall be posted on the town website and bulletin boards at the Old Town Hall municipal offices according to RSA 675-:7, at least 10 days calendar, 10 days prior, not including the day of the notice is posted or the day of the public hearing. So that update you made is here.
So I made the updates and
In the
you guys
bill.
approved this, right?
Yes, yes.
So we don't need a hearing to do that.
No. You mean a hearing to make an update to the rules and procedures?
Correct.
No,
No.
no, the rules and procedures can be amended,
Okay.
because they were adopted back in 2002, and now they can be amended at any public meeting.
You don't need a
So-
You don't need a hearing,
Right.
you don't need to notice, you only have to have it on the agenda.
So the updated version that you gave us, Robin, that was all good except for those 2 updates that I just said to you.
Right.
And that's what, and we made that motion to, as amended.
As amended.
So we are good with,
We're done with rules and procedures.
So the other thing was the development regulations.
okay. So the development
Same issue.
regulations, so did we have a copy of that in front of us?
Yeah. That's the second to last page. On the bottom it says page 5.
Oh, no, okay, no. This is all the rules. Wait a minute, I might be wrong. No, this is all the rules and procedures. This is this one, I think.
Oh, I know what it is. You get different packages. That's what it
No, that's fine. Is it here? It's
is. Here it is, right.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there's 2 pages here. One,
Oh.
It's
The
attached
smaller
to the
print.
SB
Yeah.
284 crap. Okay, all right, good.
so right here.
So where it says
So this
design,
doesn't have to be registered mail. It needs to be verified mail, and that's the RSA.
So what's verified mail?
Verified mail, actually, I did print that out too. Now, the certified mail that everybody was doing was the green cards that
Yeah.
would come back signed. The verified mail is an electronic version of that.
oh, okay.
So it's, I mean, it's just, again, it's a technicality, but I
No,
don't know if we need a hearing, and then there's one on the other
No,
side.
because this is development regs, and
Right,
Kate says development regs don't need.
Development regulations,
Do
you
need
do need
a hearing.
a hearing.
yeah.
I
Rules
said it
of
before, and
procedures.
I did it, and I was wrong.
The rules of procedures don't.
What?
include a
Rule,
hearing.
I know, rules and procedures
Oh, so the development regs do.
do need a hearing.
And the zoning ordinance have to go to the town.
And the zoning ordinance
Okay.
has to go to the town.
So the other one on the back of that is about being published in a newspaper of
Okay.
general circulation,
So,
and that doesn't need to happen.
so then can we say for next month, we'll have a public hearing to make these
Yeah,
updates?
unless
to
you
the
want to
development-
look at it and there's
I
no
want to do,
changes.
because I'd like to
Yeah.
get that letter.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'd like
so,
to take a look at this beautiful document done by Robin.
yeah.
yeah.
Thank you, Robin, that's a lot of work, oh my gosh,
It was.
we are like so much.
So
All
for
right,
the,
so what I would recommend then, so we'll hold off until Kate's done her.
I'm thinking the fall.
Yeah, I was just saying, because I am not going to be here for next month's meeting if you continue to hold it on the 9th, because I,
I thought we
I'm
would
thinking
change it.
if everyone would like, go through the development regulations, I would like to get rid of that letter. I would also probably like to change the title from development regulations to development regulations and subdivision
Yeah.
/
oh yeah,
subdivision.
to add, yeah, yeah,
You
But I
know,
think it's the same thing. I think we need to keep a file on all this stuff and just do it at once.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, so,
but I don't want it to go into the zoning board, the zoning, right? So if we do it in September, October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so if we say,
It's just a hearing, it's not a vote.
right, so if we say our hearing will be in September to do the development regs, that's tentative, yeah, okay, I'm good with that. And, right, Robin, I would say we keep a folder, meaning you keep a folder. Because we'll
Yeah,
discuss,
we'll keep a-
no,
we'll
because,
keep a folder.
No, but I'm just saying, no, because I'm gonna say, as you come to each meeting, you can say, hey, Robin, I found this, stick it in the folder, right?
Yeah, we can do that.
I think that's the best thing is to say, okay, I found this, and, you know, make a copy of it, highlight it, whatever, and say, this is an update, you know, and then it's, we have one folder versus, because I can have the same thing, I can't, right, yeah.
Potential regional impact, that is in the development regulations. I know we talked about that at the last meeting. That's on there.
Good.
Same thing there. All right, you're on capital improvement plan. Did we talk about that already?
Yes, yeah, we did.
Reminded.
And impact
You
fees?
need to look over that, and if you get it, it's not a very short document, but, and I think that we will, if you can waive it, if you don't think, but we need to be,
You mean the capital improvement?
yeah,
Yeah,
we can waive it on projects, but I don't know much more than that.
okay,
Impact fees.
It was the same thing,
that's just, I think that's like on here, so we don't forget.
right, we keep it on the radar.
Same with the master plan.
Yeah, a waiver of liability.
That was that form. I think you were gonna talk to council, see if that was okay.
Yes,
I don't know if
that-
you get to that or not.
Yeah, you were gonna send it out to, because some towns just do like class 6, but some do private and class 6.
I thought we were waiting on that because I didn't send anything. I don't think I sent
There's
that.
a sample form that I had at the last meeting. You know, I don't think that's urgent.
Well, no, but so, okay, if you,
Did I
so,
send?
Robin, if you can give Christine the sample form and she
Yeah.
can send it out and, you know, to send it out to legal and say, you know, and this happens to be due to the, part of it is, you know, the state's required, maybe it's trying to,
You know, maybe I didn't, I know we had like a couple of questions and then we ended up saying no, so I think I said like, I didn't send anything.
which is fine, I mean, now we can, but I mean, if you just,
It's like Kate was saying, just to keep this stuff on the radar.
well, no, I really, for that one in particular, I really want a form because, you know, building permit require, you know, what I mean, you have to, there,
You need to keep a paper trail.
right.
Well, I thought they had to have that before they could even apply for a permit.
Well, they're supposed to sign that waiver, get that waiver and, register it with the Stratford County.
Get recorded, yeah.
Right.
Before they get a building.
But I mean, but that whole waiver thing is a part of it. It tells you this, you need to do this before you're gonna be able to do, you know what I mean? That waiver of liability is what gets, I think, filed with the Stratford County Registry of Deeds.
So they
So
have
the
to come
form-
into the recorded copy.
Yeah,
So it's a form we provide,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and I had a draft of it at the last meeting.
so,
Yeah, okay.
so just maybe have Robin.
I'll just send it to you again.
So here's another like question, comment, concern. So with somebody going and doing a building permit on one of those roads, hopefully code enforcement would know the road is,
Well, that's why I like to see, when I look at these, you can say, oh, that's on Pond Road. That's considered a private road.
like, is it, I'm
So,
just wondering, like, should it,
and I get that they can say, well, we didn't, all those other houses that are down there didn't do it well. You know what?
Don't matter.
Going forward,
that's what
these are
needs
the
to be done?
rules. Right,
But,
correct.
so you know how we have like our checklist when we have, like John made that checklist for us?
Yeah,
I'm like, not telling code enforcement how to do his job, but, I mean, crap tends to hit back at other people when
well,
accidents happen.
this building permit or whatever, there's gotta be something, like, it should say on here, location of address, you know, and if it's, you know what I mean, oh, it says location of construction here, whatever. But I mean, we could put on there, is it a town road, private road,
Good point, yeah.
Yeah,
And what zone is it in, you guys have talked about?
you know? I mean, so I think that maybe we wanna, so now that
well,
comes.
yeah, and then like also, like if it's in the Lake District with a height requirement, like just something on there to trigger that
Right.
code enforcement person.
Right.
Because also here's the other thing, that if something were to happen to Carl, and let's say he had surgery and he's like, I can't work for the next 3 months, or like, you know, something happens
Or
and
he
he's,
won the lottery.
or he won the lottery and we never see him again, everything falls back. code enforcement is the selectman's job. They just appoint somebody to oversee it for them. So
he's updating.
when we were on the board together, we had to do permits for a couple of months. Fortunately, we didn't get many, or I think we got one. But so if that happens and it's the selectman that has to take over that, which it would have to be the whole board, and hopefully one of the 5 would catch it, they would know like, oh, wait a minute,
Well-
they're in the Lake District, it can't be this high.
And the other thing is, so I'd say road type, because I'm gonna
And-
tell you, well, road type is either is it private, class 6, town, or state? Because the state issues the driveway permit, it's not the town. If you live on
Yes.
150,
So what we want to do is have him put that on the revision of the form. I have no, I'm
Yeah.
not involved in that.
no, right.
But
So
he's gonna
Christine, can
send
you
it to
follow up
guys.
with him on that, on the, let's say on the building permit application? Let's add the district,
Where
And then-
did it,
it's just, I don't know how I mean, it could,
Oh,
you
the
could add a box, you
application.
could do a checkbox in, for the road type, you could say road type, and he could put state, town, private, class 6. I don't know that there's any other ones, I don't know.
But the BOS is going to approve that, right? That's
Yes,
what I
they
heard.
should.
So he's making the changes, the BOS are going to approve it.
And
Yeah,
then,
so the BOS
and then
should ask
add-
them to make those changes, yeah.
well, I'm gonna have Christine, and then add district. Like what district is this location located in? Because we've talked about that, right? And somebody, somebody, I don't know where that is, I'm like, well,
And if you can make that list, that's wonderful.
so,
well, yeah, I think it would be good because there's been issues where people have tried to go and build a house and the house was over a certain height
because
and
the thing of it is, and so I would say, so if it says, like, and I'd put like maybe an asterisk next to the private and an asterisk next to the class 6, and put it down, the asterisk down at the bottom saying, we're gonna have to have this,
Waiver.
waiver. A waiver needs to be provided, or a waiver needs to be,
And I don't know who has the original of that form. I mean, I have no problem updating it if you guys want that.
will it, so it would be four types, state, town, private, class 6.
right.
Okay.
I thought that Carl had that one.
Well,
The
it,
master, again, we go back to that. I don't know who has the master
So,
who did the
it's
change.
really,
It's
I
so
guess-
small, it can be.
I guess
right
what you
there.
would say,
So we'll need
wait a minute,
waiver.
this is what you would say, is I think you'd say state road, which is probably a class, we should get that, it's like, because then it would be a class, I think it's class 5 road is, I think, a regular town road. Class 6, private, class 6, or is it, or is it class,
They call them classes, I think you could just do that.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Well, I know the
think so.
state is considered, so I just speak, but I mean, I don't have a problem with putting state, town, and then private in class 6. Because that is, there's not, because otherwise it's a tote road, so it is called a class 6 road. Whereas I think a regular road is considered class 5,
Class 5.
and then maybe a state road,
Maintained and-
and I don't know if state road is considered class 5 or class 4.
I think they're a different class, but I don't know.
Well, I know like highway is too, but I don't, so I don't, so let's do that.
So
and,
should we write, the asterisk should say will need waiver,
waiver required, and then those forms will be available.
so waiver required, but in order to get the permit, they have to have it registered.
A recorded waiver. Waiver-
Recorded waiver, thank you, yeah,
Waiver recorded at the Stratford County Registry of Deeds.
right. Waiver recorded at the Stratford. And that waiver form will be available along with,
Recorded with Stratford County.
Stratford County Registry of Deeds. Yes.
And the rest of the stuff is Kate, let's go.
That's me.
What? Oh, the legislative updates?
Oh, wait, and
that's
then
that.
for
We can
the-
just forget about
And then
that.
what district?
Are you gonna be the
Huh?
legislative
Did we,
liaison?
and you want me to get on this what district?
District, yeah. And I mean, you can provide the different districts, like Sunrise, Lake, rural, residential, whatever, so then you could just circle however many districts
Yeah,
we have. I
yeah,
don't know.
I'm gonna run that report and avatar.
But I would just give the however many, how many districts do we have, Kate? 4 or 5? 4. So I would just
For
put,
residential.
so I would put those, like 4 codes or whatever, so he could just check, they can just check next to it. That way they don't have to,
So
look
it's
it up.
Oh,
rural.
well, hold on, I got an idea.
Yeah.
rural residential, Sunrise
Wait a
Lake
minute.
District.
Wait a minute, rural residential,
Yeah.
That's,
Sunrise Lake District, residential commercial district.
Wait a minute.
Industrial, zone B1.
Sunrise Lake District.
yeah, now what's the next one you just said, Kate?
That's,
No, you said, what was,
something else, and then it's Middleton Four Corners.
wait a minute.
Rural residential, Sunrise Lake District.
Then what was the next one? Was the commercial, like,
Res- Residential commercial district, residential commercial district, industrial, zone B1.
is that all the same one?
That's the one on the corner.
No, but is that
Yes,
just
it is
all
all,
of that,
and all.
that
it's
rural,
all one.
rural residential
So
commercial?
Sunrise Lake
No,
District,
no.
rural residential,
It's not-
residential,
Wait a
commercial,
minute,
industrial.
can you just pull the paper out and show it to her?
It's this one right
Page
here.
6 on your,
Oh.
It's this right here, right?
it's,
Those little
well, it's
colors?
actually, technically, it's page
Oh.
6
Okay.
in the ordinance, but yeah, it's also
Okay.
that.
All right, so, but I mean, if you just put them out there, all you have to do is check mark next to whichever one, and then, you know.
And then Middleton Four Corners, and then there's the flood protection. Are you gonna add all those in?
Well, I'm
Is
not
that
gonna do
considered,
water.
is that considered a, well, because if they put it's in the flood, well, okay, maybe you can't
The
get a building
floodplain,
permit
the
over there.
aquifer protection district, the shoreline protection district, the wetlands conservation districts, and these are all overlays over the town. Not physical districts like on the map. See
No,
what
we
I'm
need-
saying, the difference?
So I guess what it is, what I think the important thing is of like marking where it is because if you're in the Sunrise Lake District, your house
There are
can't be,
different setbacks and different,
your house can't be a certain height
Right.
or above a certain height.
right,
So that's why it's like, it would be good to have that to trigger that person signing off on
and there are
the
different
permit saying,
setbacks over there.
oh, wait a minute, you're in, there's a different setback.
That's, yeah,
Just because I think after a while, you just get blind from reading the same thing.
absolutely.
We also don't want to go down too far the rabbit hole, which association are you with?
No, I don't care about that.
No, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
we don't want to go too far down.
No.
We have a lot of areas in
No,
town.
well,
like-
because
But I
that
do-
doesn't
But I
have anything to
believe,
do with our ordinance.
I believe the road is important because there's additional information we need or different requests. And as well as districts, what district you're in, because what requirements are on the lake district is different than the rest of the
But those are all
districts.
zoning districts, I agree.
So, right, zoning districts, right, that's all it needs to be
Yeah,
in there,
no.
zoning
Zoning
districts.
districts, yeah, it's got nothing to do with political or tax districts.
Right, correct, I agree. So we're gonna skip section 8 for now, right?
Yeah, in fact, I think that can be covered, that was gonna go in the rules of procedure.
Okay.
Because we've had been bombarded by legislative updates, and just really quickly, I think they can go in the, don't even update it into the rules. It can be in the, and out.
Okay.
Have you kept track, I've heard that they're supposed to be changing some of the stuff that they've already mandated. Have you heard any more of that?
No?
Okay.
So we went over building permits, so member comments.
So for next month, do we want to change our Thursday so Roxanne can be here? And then we can potentially invite Blair?
So the next month's meeting is the 9th. There's a good chance I won't be available the following week. Like, if we stayed with the Thursday, I wouldn't be able to make the 16th because I do believe I'll be out of town. I could probably do the 23rd or the 30th.
Or we can keep it,
Or you can keep it and
we
go
can
through
keep
your
it,
stuff.
do what
That's
we need to
fine,
do,
too.
and then I can invite Blair in May. So-
Are we going to be able to, see him electronically, because that would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think seeing him, because I don't know if we pay, do we get an extra bill for his travel time?
I don't know, but I'm sure it's probably included, but
But I think it would just, I feel like if we did it Zoom versus having him drive, it's kind of like a nice courtesy for him, but then he won't feel so rushed
right, I agree.
because he's
How
got,
do we do that? I don't know how.
So
Yeah,
what we can try and do, so what
We
we,
need
sorry.
to, we need to do a run.
Right, so Christine, if you want to some night, just let me know, we can test through my computer
okay.
at home.
Only have the big
Yeah,
screen
what-
Right,
here.
well, no, but I mean, no, she can, like, if I was gonna do from my house, I'm gonna be Blair. I'll be at home and Christine will set up a Zoom meeting or whatever, and I'll be, or
Can you do that
Teams.
next month?
No, because
You're not gonna be here, thus it's a perfect time. for
well,
you
no,
to
I
go
can't
check
because
it.
I will be doing something else at that same time as we will be
She'll
meeting.
be actually like, probably having fun.
I'm just saying,
Yes.
it's,
But before Blair, before, so I would agree to have him come in May, but let's try and get this set up so well.
you get it on the
Because
screen and.
there, could,
You can hook that computer right up to that TV,
Yeah.
okay.
and then he'll be like, Blair.
Does your laptop have, so for some reason, when I Zoom with him, I end up having to do it on my phone because my Mac.
Do you have Teams?
What's that?
Teams.
Teams.
Microsoft Teams?
So that's your personal computer, right? Now, doesn't Kim have a town computer?
Board of Selectmen, that's probably more out of date.
I don't know, I just asked.
But I mean, if we can have Teams, if you have Teams, or like I have Teams on.
I'll see if I
Teams is
can-
Microsoft,
Yeah.
Microsoft Teams,
I have that
which is
on
what
my-
we use at work, so I'm like, I'm very familiar with that one.
Yeah, and I
It
think,
is very easy.
I think when I did meet,
What, do you have Microsoft? Do you have Microsoft license?
I don't know, I don't think I do on here. I might, I'll have to check. Whatever I have,
If
whatever
not,
we,
I have my computer, I'll have to check and see if my personal computer Teams, but that's really, and we can set it up and just try it one night.
It doesn't really matter as long as we can
He
get it
might
done.
have an idea too. I wonder if he does this with any other town.
well,
It's really not difficult, we just need
No,
to
it's-
make
it's
sure we have a
not
computer
difficult.
that has Teams, then
yeah,
whatever. It's good.
whatever we did, we have Zoomed before or
Yeah.
Team, whatever we did.
Zoom, you did Zoom. Remember Zoom?
For whatever reason, it never worked on my
Yeah, all right, that's fine.
this. So it was a pain, because then I ended up having to use my phone and,
So the next meeting will stay at 4/9 at 6 PM,
yep.
and you're gonna invite Blair to the 5/8
Yes.
meeting. Okay, and we will get that situated before that meeting anyway. I don't have any comments. Nice job on all the, what you've done there with the development regs. Nice job on the rules and procedure too, and thanks, Kate, for your update.
Yes.
Well, I
Thank
think it's
you.
great that Kate's kind of working this stuff along. It really does need to be done.
Once it's done,
It does.
it's easy, right?
And I would also like to thank the good residents of Middleton for approving most of the.
Yeah.
Well, the family,
Yes.
that one is
No,
done.
all of them. We wanted them all to pass because we put a lot of work in and
No,
we didn't get one done because voters said, no, it's okay.
What did they say no to?
Number 11.
number 11, which was
One
the
of the state
multifamily,
mandated
it's the
ones?
multifamily in the Middleton Four Corners, I think, that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
It's a state mandate,
Yeah, but Robin is gonna make a
But-
note in
yeah.
the ordinances, so,
not enforced.
yeah,
Um,
I think that's fair. For state law, and then if it changes next year, it changes next year.
So are we good? I'll make a motion, we adjourn at 7:53.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.